When the HOA president decided my lake cabin needed inspection, she didn't bother waiting for permission. She thought she could push around another quiet homeowner. But she didn't know the cabin wasn't just mine. It was wired into my private company's 24-hour surveillance system. Every move she made was recorded and reported. After 10 years of working overseas, I wanted peace. My family had owned a small lake cabin outside Cedar Ridge, a quiet, green hideaway where I could write, fish, and breathe. No fancy neighbors, no city noise, no nonsense. Or so I thought. When I arrived that first weekend, a group of people was standing by the mailbox with clipboards. At the center stood a woman in her 50s with an ironed blazer, pearl earrings, and the kind of smile that never reached her eyes. "Ah, you must be Mr. Daniels," she said crisply. "I'm Patricia Ward, president of the Lakeside Homeowners Association. Welcome to our community." Her tone made community sound like a contract. "Nice to meet you," I replied politely. "But I believe this cabin is outside HOA jurisdiction. I checked the zoning before purchase." Her smile faltered. "Oh, there must be a mistake. We manage all properties on the lake. You'll need to register, pay annual dues, and agree to our maintenance inspections." I chuckled softly. "Ma'am, this cabin was built in 1974, before your HOA even existed. It's on private land." Patricia's eyes narrowed. "Well, everyone has to follow the same rules. We'll see about that." With that, she turned sharply and walked away. That was my first warning. The next few weeks, I noticed her patrols, HOA volunteers walking near my fence, taking pictures, pretending to check safety codes. Once, they even left a violation notice taped to my gate for having unauthorized dock modifications. I had installed that dock 20 years ago with my father. It was private property. That's when I decided to turn on my surveillance system, the same one my company used for its logistics facilities. A full perimeter setup with motion alerts, night vision, and real-time cloud backup. If Patricia wanted to play games, I was ready. It happened on a Wednesday night, just after 11 p.m. I was back in the city working late when my phone buzzed. Motion detected, cabin entry point. At first, I thought it was an animal, but when I opened the live feed, my heart froze, and then a slow smile spread across my face. There she was, Patricia Ward herself, flashlight in hand, stepping carefully through my front door, which she had pried open. Behind her was a younger man in a reflective vest with a clipboard, one of her HOA enforcers. "Let's make sure he's not hiding any illegal modifications," she said on the recording. They opened drawers. They peered under furniture. They even took photos of my storage shed. I watched them from my office, calm and deliberate. The system was recording everything, time-stamped with face recognition tags. After 15 minutes, they left and locked the door behind them like nothing had happened. By 7 a.m., I had downloaded the footage, backed it up to multiple drives, and sent a secure copy to the Cedar Ridge County Sheriff's Office with a short note: suspected illegal entry and property inspection by HOA members. Evidence attached, requesting legal follow-up. I didn't have to wait long. By noon, I received a call from Deputy Morales, a calm, experienced officer I'd met during local registration. "Mr. Daniels," he said, "we reviewed your footage. That's quite something. We'll handle it discreetly. You'll be copied on the official complaint." I thanked him and went about my day. Meanwhile, Patricia must have thought she'd gotten away with it, because 2 days later, she had the nerve to send me a fine notice for unapproved structure maintenance. She had used photos she took during her break-in. I forwarded the email directly to the sheriff's department. By Friday afternoon, she was about to learn what real accountability looked like. It was a bright, windy afternoon when 2 sheriff's cruisers pulled up to the HOA office building. I drove down from the cabin just in time to see Patricia standing outside, clipboard in hand, lecturing one of her board members about non-compliant homeowners. Then the deputies stepped out. "Mrs. Ward," one asked, "we'd like to speak with you about an unlawful entry on private property." She blinked, confused. "Unlawful entry? What are you talking about? I'm the HOA president. The deputy handed her a printed still frame, her face illuminated by her flashlight inside my living room. Her jaw dropped. That's taken out of context. It's from a live security recording, Morales said calmly. Audio and video both time-stamped. You entered without permission. The HOA staff and residents nearby began whispering. Cameras from their phones popped up. Patricia's polished composure cracked completely. This is ridiculous. We were conducting a safety inspection. On property not under your authority, Morales interrupted. That's trespassing. You'll need to come with us for questioning. Patricia tried to protest, but her board members stepped back. One muttered, You said you had permission. As the deputies guided her to the cruiser, she looked at me standing by the gate. I didn't gloat. I didn't say a word. I just nodded politely. A few days later, the county filed charges for trespassing and property damage. She resigned from her HOA position soon after, but the story didn't end there. News outlets caught wind of it. HOA president caught breaking into private cabin and ran the footage. The comments poured in from people who'd been bullied by similar power-hungry boards. It wasn't about revenge anymore. It was about boundaries, and the reminder that power without permission isn't leadership. A month later, I got a handwritten note in my mailbox. Mr. Daniels, I want to apologize. I let authority blind me. I thought I was doing my duty. Patricia Ward. I never saw her again. Now, whenever I return to the cabin, I pause by the porch camera. The system light blinks. A quiet reminder that sometimes the best defense isn't confrontation. It's preparation. I didn't trap her. I didn't fight her. I simply let the truth record itself. And that was enough. Moral of the story: respect boundaries. Leadership isn't about power. It's about integrity. When people act like rules, don't apply to them. The truth has a way of exposing it, quietly, clearly, and undeniably.